welcome to Fishbowl Roulette. This is the podcast of random questions, real raw conversation. You don't ever really know what's coming out of the bowl because you just don't know how a person is going to answer it. Today, I have two of my longest friends, probably like not in life, but in sort of my spiritual world, I guess. I have Jon and Maegan Jensen, and they are really just here to talk about some real life. They're the parents of 6 children. I am going to go ahead and let everybody know that they have gone through losing 2 children. The podcast is not meant to be focused on that, but I imagine it will come up. There will be good stuff here for anybody who is looking to walk through some loss, but did want to let everybody know in case you're not ready for that yet. So that's okay too. I can tell you, though, they are 2 of the funniest people that I've ever met, and we're going to talk about their whole lives. So are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Ready to do it.
Yeah. So Jon is a police officer in Jackson, and I asked him to send me his intro, and did I write it down? No, I did not. That is how real we are here at Fishbowl Roulette. So when you know somebody as a friend, you forget they have like actual cool things behind their name. So Jon, you want to tell a little bit about your role?
Sure. I'm at the Jackson Police Department. I'm a detective. I've been in Jackson for 12 years. 12 years, and I was at Cape Police Department for 10 years before that. So I'm a detective. I'm part of the major case squad here in Southeast Missouri, and I'm in charge of all the evidence. I'm the firearm instructor, the crime scene investigator.
Wow.
I do a bit of everything.
You've seen some things.
I've seen a lot of things.
You've seen a lot of things, and you still always have a smile on your face.
I try.
Yeah, that's why I like you. And Maegan, you primarily stayed at home, substitute teaching, did a few things, but chose the traditional role.
I'm a domestic goddess.
You are. Yeah, that's how I think of you.
That's what I have been doing, yes.
Your children right now are listening to this and just went, oh, okay, let's talk about dinner last night.
I believe Dad made dinner last night. So.
Well, what did you make, Jon?
And we had bratwurst, and then Sarah made some mac and cheese for us.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
Quick,
fancy.
Quick, easy, and simple.
There's nothing green on the plate, and I hate to point out.
We're afraid to eat salad. The kids all said, I wish we could have salad, but we're afraid to eat it.
I know. That's the whole craziness with all the Taylor Farm stuff. I had salad today. I'll let you know how it goes in 2
Okay,
weeks.
let us know. We've been a little scared to have it.
If
We
I
usually have salad. We've been afraid to eat it.
If you see me and I'm thinner, there will be signs, is all I'm saying.
Wearing a diaper.
Yeah, right.
Yep,
Oh,
got it.
I know. I was actually on a work event, and, you're just out working and eating, and all of a sudden I was like, what would be the worst thing in the world right now? To get the parasite explosive diarrhea on a work trip. Hello.
Uh-huh.
But it takes 2 weeks to show up, they say.
Oh, so you got a couple week window to.
Yeah, so I,
You're good.
Whatever.
You're good.
Yeah, would have already shown up, I guess. I don't know, maybe. So, okay, so you guys know how this works.
Yes.
You've listened.
Yes.
So we are piloting again. I did this the last episode. I still haven't decided how I feel about it. If I still like the one bowl or if I have different bowls. The cool thing with the different bowls is you kind of get an idea of what's going to come out. But also the cool thing about the one bowl is you don't have any idea and you just kind of have to go. So there's some couple questions. There's some in there separate. I have a really fun lightning round planned just for the 2 of you in mind. I
goodness.
personally had a great time thinking of the questions. And then I made them PG. No,
there you go.
Just kidding.
Well, I was thinking about it. We've known you for aging
25?
It's been before our oldest, so
probably about closer to 30 probably now.
We helped you move right after we had Curtis. Because I remember you would yell at us you yelled at me if I tried to move a folding chair.
Yes.
Don't pick that up, Maegan. You can't pick it up.
You're not a good listener.
No, I wasn't. I did
You're
it
not
anyway.
a good listener.
But I do
You're
remember
right.
that.
That is right. So before we get into the bowls, you guys want to tell just a little bit about some of your story is already in there, but just give sort of an origin story, like how you guys met, a little bit of your family. Yeah.
Okay. So we've been married 26 years. We were married 26 years in June. We met. He played football at SEMO. And
oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he played
long
football
time
at
ago.
SEMO.
Oh, yeah.
We met at church. Then let's see. We met in August of 99. Started dating like September of
about then.
99.
And married.
Got engaged on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And then got married June 23rd of 2000.
Okay.
So we knew each other 10 months when we got married, but
Yeah.
we met at church. I really think it goes back to where you meet. That makes a difference, I think, where you meet. Will
Well,
make
I
a
think-
difference for sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it definitely does.
Yeah.
I can say that even from my relationship that I have now or the relationship I had previously.
Yeah, makes a difference.
Kind of who they're surrounded with, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I vaguely recall, I mean, I was there, so I kind of remember all this
Yeah.
going down. I feel like you guys kept it hush-hush for a little bit. Am I right about that or no?
It took a little bit for Megan to realize.
It took a little while for me to come around.
I had to convince her.
He didn't have to convince me. He just had to go out to Nevada to visit his brother for Thanksgiving and him be away for a little while. And I really missed him really, really bad. And I was like, okay, yeah, I need that man in my life.
You're like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And John's like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, all right, pretty
Yeah.
girl looking at me. I'll take it.
That is important in church. It's important in the pew.
So, I don't know if you know. So we went to Ryan and Michelle Redfern would have all the college students over every night on
I
Sunday.
remember that.
Once a
Yeah,
week.
I do remember
And
that.
so we went over there. My mom would always get mad at me because she's like, you need to be at home on Sunday. And she'd get mad that I would go with all the college kids. And I was like, I don't care. I want to be around people my age. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. So we were over there. The very first thing I ever said to John was there at the Redfern's house. And we were going to play Trivial Pursuit. And the very first thing I ever said to him was, I get the dumb jock on my team.
And I was just floating, just happy that she recognized me.
Okay,
And she's talking
so-
about me. She's not talking about my roommate.
This is where I wish it was TV, because if you guys could have seen, if you could have seen how you were telling that story and how he was looking at you, knowing what you were going to say,
Yeah.
and it was like still that mushy adoration. That's my woman.
Yes.
That's my girl.
Yep. And I've got my jock. And so we're good.
Got my dumb jock.
I found out he's not dumb, which is what I needed on Trivial Pursuit. So it worked out perfect.
I have my moment.
Yes. So we exchanged phone numbers that night. We exchanged phone numbers and went on our first date. We went to Applebee's for our first date. I had chicken fingers and he had fried shrimp.
Oh my!
I know the booth that we sat in. I remember the shoes I was wearing. They were little brown plastic Steve Madden shoes. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. And
oh
then,
well, because you remember that was the,
Those
that
little-
that was
that
that
was the
window.
thing,
That
right?
was the thing, right? That was the moment.
Yes. So we went.
He showed up.
Yeah.
And
he
I had
did.
no idea what I was wearing.
Yeah. He was late by an hour to pick me up. He got lost. We didn't have cell phones.
I know. I was like, wait a
Yeah.
second.
And
Did we have
She
cell
lived in
phones?
Jackson, and I'd never been to Jackson before.
Mhm.
And I keep saying, she said, so you go into Jackson, you turn right at the old tree where Billy Bob used to hang out, and then you turn left at the old, used to be a shoe factory, but now it's something different, but you turn left there, and I'm right there. I had
Yep.
no clue.
I think I could drive there right now based on that.
So I pulled over at a gas station,
Yep.
called her on the landline, like, I have no idea where I am or where you are.
Yep.
And she walked me in, and I bought her one of those cheap
Gas
gas station roses in a
dollar little tiny tube roses, right?
now that I know, or with the crack pipe on the outside, that
That's what that is.
it's
So
what it
people
can be
use them
used
for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
he had
Boy.
no idea he was getting.
That's what being a policeman does to you.
Back in
No,
my
he was before
naive
being an
days, I
officer,
didn't
yeah.
know any better. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a flower. I can say I'm sorry with that. And
Yeah. So
she still has it.
yeah, we still have it in the curio cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sitting. Lived in an old Victorian house. Had a great big picture window that faced down the road. And I remember sitting on the couch and looking out the window and thinking, "Oh, you stupid girl! Who are you to think that this college football player would want to go on a date with you?" Like,
I
He's in
remember.
his
I
dorm
remember
room.
you. You're a babe now. You were a babe
oh,
then. Get
thank
out of
you,
here.
Sandra. Thank you.
Get out of here.
And
I
I
was
was
like, there's
panicking
no
in the
way.
car, like, where am
gotta
I?
get there. Yeah. So
Because
Yeah,
you're
so that was-
originally from.
I'm an
Sorta,
Army
kinda.
brat, so
Yeah.
I claimed St. Louis, Hazelwood East High School,
Yeah.
and came down here to play football.
And found a family.
And
found him.
Yep.
And I kept him here.
Dun 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 dun. I love it.
Didn't let him leave.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's
You're welcome.
that's cool. Isn't
Yeah.
that fun to
So
tell?
that was yes, it's so fun to tell. So that's like how we met, how we started. So
our origin story.
yeah,
Yeah. Still going all right.
it's still going.
Okay.
Still going pretty good.
She
yeah.
puts up with me still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still goes good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You both look great, so something's working.
yeah, something's working out.
Yeah. I like it.
Thank you.
All right. Who's going to draw the first question?
He's gonna
Go ahead.
He's going to always defer to her.
He will
Always.
he always
I'm a
does.
smart man at those things.
Okay, let's see what we have. What spiritual habit has strengthened your family the most? I'm curious what you think, honey.
Spiritual habit. Well, we make sure every Sunday we go to church. It's a non-negotiable. It's a given. Because kind of the way I've seen it and I described it when I was on my mission and everything was you go to church, you're this one matchstick, and you get together and you're at a big campfire where the campfire gets bigger and stronger, feeds off each other, the flame gets stronger. Then you separate for the week to go back among your lives, and your flame still burns. And you don't want it to burn out. So you go away for a little bit. If you leave it out too long, it can extinguish. It can go out. Then you come back to church, rekindle that flame.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to be centered. To know there's more than just this life. There's a bigger plan.
Yep. I would say prayer. That's one thing that we've like every night we end the day with prayer. When the kids were younger, they would be like, we'd ask one, like we would take turns asking the kids which one to say a prayer. And we would say, like, Sarah, will you say a prayer for us tonight? I don't feel like it tonight. I'm so tired. I'm like, fine. I guess you don't want to talk to your Heavenly Father for us. That's so sad that you don't want to speak to your God for our family.
I'm only laughing.
I'm sure He would love to hear from you. And she's like, fine. And so she'd say a prayer. And by the time she'd finish her prayer, she would be in a good mood again. So she would be fine. But I would say prayer with our kids. Our oldest lives in Utah. Mary Beth is in Utah. And so, if we're on the phone with her at the time that everybody wants to go to bed, then she joins in the prayer. If you're on the phone with us, you join in the prayer. And
that's awesome.
It's been like our connection. It gives us a lot of really good insight into what's in our kids' brains, what they're thinking about, because they are going to pray and ask for help on those things that they've been thinking about the most. Or people, maybe they might pray for somebody and we didn't realize that person's having a struggle. So it gives us some insight into what they're thinking, how they're feeling.
Yeah.
We can learn a lot from each other, I think. When Dad says the prayer, he had a rough day at work today. Yeah. So
that's not, I've never really considered it from that angle. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think it's done for your kids? Like, do you see a spiritual growth in them, or do you just in general think it's just something that we put into place and we're hoping that we all hang on?
I think at first it was kind of a habit, just more of a habit than anything else. But as they've gotten older to listen to their prayers, their prayers have turned into more of a conversation. Miller's 12. He's a 12-year-old boy. When he says a prayer, so many times when he goes to say the prayer, we'll say, okay, do not ask him to sleep good tonight. Because he gets in a habit of saying the same thing over and over. And so we'll say, okay, when you pray tonight, don't ask him to sleep good tonight. And every time when he says his prayer, then he'll talk, and then he stops. And he has to think, wait, I can't say that. And then so that it makes him think about something else he wants to say. So
intentional.
It does. It becomes, with our older kids, you listen to Mary Beth, who's our 22-year-old. Emily's our 18-year-old. When they say their prayers, it's more of a conversation with God. And so it's definitely it's strengthened their own relationship with God and having a conversation with Him and not just throwing things out there, but like really intentionally speaking to Him.
To the point that Mary Beth served a mission?
Yep. She served a mission in Mesa, Arizona for 18 months.
And Emily?
Emily is leaving in September. She'll be 34 hours away from us in Eugene, Oregon. So,
I don't know. Can you get further west other than Alaska?
You can get further west.
Not in the States.
No.
Not in the States. Now,
I served in the Marshall Islands.
Yeah.
So I was,
that
was a different day.
Yeah. 16-hour
we were across the international
flight.
date line.
What was that experience like? When you landed and got there, were you just like, there are bugs that are bigger than my head and I'd like to go home?
I'd never seen the ocean before until all of a sudden I'm living in the ocean. And the Marshall Islands are weird because it's an atoll. So the widest part was about a 1/4 mile, and the most narrow they had to widen to put a road. So you look to your left, you see the lagoon. You look to the right, you see the ocean.
Holy cow.
I'm like, I'm a big guy. I'm going to flip this island if I jump. And plus, I was
like Moana. I'm picturing Moana right now.
I was a lot taller than all the islanders. They're a short people. So I'm 6'2", and then about 275. And they're 5'3", 125. So they're looking up at me, just big-eyed, like, whoa, look at this guy.
What did you wear?
Shirt and tie.
You did?
Khakis.
You didn't do the sarong thing?
We asked, but no, they
said
they
they
will
said
let
no.
them wear them now on the island.
They will.
They will let them wear them now on the
Yeah.
islands.
But no, we were in khakis, short sleeve, white shirt, and tie. Our
Wow.
name tags.
Towering over the
Towering
people.
over everybody.
That had to be a wild experience for them, too. Huh.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was. Seeing a big white guy walking in bigger than their house.
Right.
Yeah.
Some might say blindingly white.
Yes, yeah. A lot of sunburns.
A lot of sunburns, I bet. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to make John pick now.
Yes.
Okay. Get my hand in there. What makes your family uniquely Jon and Maegan's?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh, that's a deep one. I don't know. What makes our family uniquely ours? I think just the way we're tied together. We claim each other. It's always our family. That's one of our priorities. We've made it a priority our whole lives. Mm-hmm. And so I know some, like I said, I'm a police officer. I know some officers that are cops, then their husbands, then their fathers. I've always made it a point, and we've talked about this since we were dating. It's husband, father, then cop. Then the rest is, trivial. And so I think prioritizing family is something that's made us, I guess, unique in that sense.
I think you just said something, and I've heard people say this, but I think what you said, you seem to know at an early age, was prioritizing your marriage and your wife even above the kids. And there are people out there like that could hear that and be like, what? It's like, those are your kids, but I get it. And I think that's how it should be. How did he go about showing you that you were the priority? These are tips for anybody listening out there, by the way.
To show me that I was the priority over the kids? Or
just that the
anything?
marriage.
Oh,
yeah, just that you
general.
and the marriage was like at the top of the list.
I think...
Putting you on the spot here.
You are. No, because
have you not listened to the podcast?
No, I have. I have. I'm just like, I have a whole bunch of different, like, just random, almost like, oh, he does this and he does this and he does, like, just little things.
Yeah.
That make me the priority. Like, every day on his way home from work, he will text me, hey, honey, you want a soda today? He brings me a soda. It's like just that little love language, right? Like, he shows me that he thinks about me through the day. He gets up and goes to the gym every morning way before I'm ever awake. Has never cared that I'm in bed still when he leaves. Like, it's never bothered him that I'm still asleep. But he gets up, 4:30 when you leave? Yeah, for the gym. He gets up super early, goes to the gym. And then he'll call me once, a little bit later in the day, 9, 10 o'clock, he'll call. How'd you sleep last night? Or send me a text if he has time. And just showing me throughout the day that he's thinking about me. Even though I know that he's had, he has a lot, right? There are days where he has no time. And so he might just send a quick little text message or something.
Right.
But I think one thing when the kids were little that I really, really appreciated was he would come home and he would notice, there was a time where we had 3 toddlers at the house. And I stayed at home and I didn't really get any adult conversation. And he's dealing with these ugly things at work and he doesn't want to bring home and talk to me about out of protecting me. But I need some adult conversation. I need to know what's happening in the world. I need this. And he would recognize when my cup was starting to get low, and he would just say, hey, why don't you go on a mama date tonight? Go to the movie by yourself. Go get something to eat. Call a friend. Go meet somebody. And I'm like, I don't want to be with anybody. I just want to be alone. I just want to be quiet for a minute. And so he was really good at recognizing that. And when I would say, no, I'm okay, he would say, no, you need to go tonight. Go on a date with yourself tonight. You need to go and just refill yourself.
That's awesome.
So I think
well done, John.
Yeah, just really really seriously, just being. I think we're just really in tune with each other. This is something that it does kind of go uniquely Jon and Maegan. So this is something that we have done since Abby.
Yeah, it's something we learned.
We learned through Abby.
I think we recognized and learned and put a name to it.
Put it really kind of vocalized it. So communications, we've always known that we need to communicate with each other. We have to talk to each other, be very vulnerable with each other, tell each other what we need, because you're not going to be able to help each other out if you don't know what the other person needs. And when Abby, she was our daughter that was diagnosed with brain cancer when she was 4 back in 2010. When she was diagnosed, we realized that we kind of coped with it in different ways, which is very human. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. So we would say that our family's in this book. So we have the Jensen book. So our whole family, us and our kids, are in this book. And within this book are chapters. And sometimes we're in the same chapter. Sometimes I'm still on the cover and he's in the epilogue. He's at the end. Sometimes the kids are all on the same page. Sometimes we're in the same pages, in different pages in the same chapter. We're just all in different parts, but we're together. We make up our story together, right?
Yeah.
And so that was something that really helped us out a lot. But with Abby, we learned with the communication there would be days where I would wake up. I was 10 weeks pregnant with Sarah when Abby was diagnosed. And there would be days I would wake up and I would think, I just cannot face the day today. And we realized that when we got married, we became 100%, right? 2 became 1, we became 100%. And when we became 100%, that didn't mean that we each had to bring 100% to the table. So I could wake up and be like, I've got 20% today because I just cannot face the day. And I would vocalize and tell him, I got 20 today. And he knew then that he would have to make up the other 80.
Yeah.
But in part of that, to make it fair, I couldn't have 20 again the next day. We would have to reciprocate.
You had to figure out how to
you would have to figure it out. It couldn't always be on one of us.
Yeah.
And so we got to where we got so good at that we didn't even really have to say, I got 20. It would just be like, today sucks today. And he'd be like, all right, I'll take care of it. Like, we just knew that how to make up each other's 100.
That's pretty, I believe in that. I think that's actually something, Bob and I don't talk about that much anymore, but I guess
you just fall into it.
You kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
And, when I was asking you, what does he do? And you want to point to the actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's what you said is, through the day, because of very little things, he was thinking about you. He cared about your well-being, all of the things. That's the intentionality of it, right? I have learned it's so cool to be able to rely on, forgive me, everybody out there who's going to get really mad when I say this. It's so cool to feel like I can rely on this man in my life to handle stuff that he's better at than I am.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And that's been eye-opening because then you just you get to be where you are and not feel bad about it. No, and not have the guilt that takes 20 to 10 to 5. And then you guys were walking through what most people would consider hell.
It wasn't fun.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, and figuring that out. So, and hopefully that carried over in a positive way. I actually know that there's a question in there that I'm going to go ahead and ask because it kind of ties with this. What's the thing, I'm having lost 2 children in very different situations, and to your siblings, to your daughter's point, who's like, is this going to be another podcast where you talk about it? I don't want the whole podcast to be like that because you guys have a robust family, but it's an important part.
It's a huge part of us.
Curtis died in utero.
He was stillborn.
You chose, didn't you know that there was something?
Yeah. So at our 20-week ultrasound, we found out that there were issues. And then at 24 weeks, we found out he didn't have a urethra, so he couldn't urinate. So we went down to Florida to try to have surgery and to create the urethra. When they did that, they did an amnio infusion, and we found out that his umbilical cord was only 3 centimeters long. And because of that, it caused multiple anomalies. 2-chamber heart, spinal bifida, cleft lip, cleft palate, club feet, didn't have a bladder.
Wow.
No, didn't have a stomach, and his colon emptied into his bladder.
Oh, wow.
So.
And he was our very first.
He was our very first baby.
So it's Curtis, Mary Beth, Abby, Emily, Sarah Miller.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I remember, and some people wouldn't have made the choice that you made.
I didn't have a choice.
Talk a little bit about that.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. I had my baby. We had him. I went into natural labor at 26 weeks. The doctor, when we went down to Florida for the surgery, he told us that we had 3 options. That he said that the baby would be stillborn, that there would be no chance of survival for him, and said that my body would either realize that the baby was sick and I would go into natural labor early and have him that way. I could ask to be induced and have him early, knowing that he would be stillborn, that he wouldn't survive, or my body would go full term to January 10th. And if I went to January 10th, then they would end up having to induce me then at full term to have him. And I went into natural labor on my own at 26 weeks. So we found out at about September 26th, we found out that he would not be able to survive. We had him October 12th.
Wow.
So I don't see that there was a choice. We looked into all the choices. In fact, we called the doctor in St. Louis that we were seeing and asked him about being induced early just to get some information on it. And luckily it was on the phone and not in person.
He's very lucky. I'm not a violent man, but this doctor, when I heard, I was infuriated.
So I
He's
called
lucky
him.
he was on the phone.
Yeah. When I called and asked, he said, "I'm sorry, we don't perform abortions. You'd have to go to a clinic," was his answer to me.
Wow.
And I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking into options.
Right.
Abortion is not what I'm looking at.
That's not. I don't think I'm making this up, but it is a long enough time ago. But I have a memory of you and I having a conversation briefly. Did we used to walk sometimes? I don't know why. Or
Probably.
maybe
Yeah.
But I have this memory of you saying this is my baby. I get to this is the time I'm getting with him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut it short.
No, yeah, I'm going to keep him safe. I can remember thinking like, okay, if I could just keep him here and nothing, like just freeze the time right now and just keep him here forever, it would be great. But then at the same time, I thought too, okay, if he's not going to survive, like, let's just get this going, right? Like if he's going to pass, then let's just, I was conflicted.
Sure, of course.
Both ways. Because I do remember when I went into labor with him, I just had this immediate, no, not yet. No, please not yet. I know he's safe and warm right now. Like, just please not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard.
Very hard.
So that
Very
was
hard.
where the question was going, which is, I had to feel some kind of brokenness there, right?
Complete brokenness.
What is the beauty that came out of that?
So many things. So it's kind of weird because like trust in God came from it. I prayed every single day from the day that Jon and I got married about starting a family. I was so excited to start a family and prayed every day. And every day I got, not yet, Maegan, not yet. I'll tell you when it's time. Not yet, not yet, not yet. And then the day I finally got, okay, it's time, I was so excited. And then it took like 6 months to get pregnant. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you told me it was time. Let's just make this happen. Like, can we not just do this really quick here? Like, let's go. And then I get pregnant with him and so excited. And looking back at it, like I would not let anyone buy anything for this baby until I had my first ultrasound. And I really think that was just something deep inside me that was trying to protect myself without realizing that's what I was doing. But I didn't want anybody to buy anything yet. And so then we had our first ultrasound, found out there were issues. And I, to the day I had him, said, I believe in a God of miracles and he will be okay. A miracle will happen and this baby will be fine. And then he wasn't. And I had him and he was gone. And when I look at the details of it, though, that it was our first baby, it was the first person Jon had ever lost. The first funeral he'd ever been to was for his first child.
Wow.
Yeah, my parents are still alive. Grandparents passed when I was young,
Very
and
young.
they lived elsewhere. So, yeah, the first family funeral I went to was for my son.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So because it was our first, we could focus on each other. We didn't have to worry about siblings. We didn't have to worry about it. I can remember very clearly sitting at the kitchen table, the two of us together, and we were like, okay, what are we going to do with this? This has happened to us and we can't change it. What are we going to do with it? We can either take this and we can be reclusive people and we can hate God and we can hate the world because it's happened to us. But we're not those people. It's just not naturally us to be negative. That's not us. Our other option is we can take it and we can figure it out and we can maybe try to give some sense of purpose to his life and help somebody else figure it out. Now, in the meantime, I was really mad at God for a short time. I was very, very mad at him. I remember going to the grocery store and seeing a teenage girl, very young teenage girl, big pregnant, and thinking, what are you doing?
Right.
I couldn't make sense of it. I've done everything I was supposed to do. I'm married and I've prayed and I've waited for it to answer. And you're going to give this child a baby? And I would do anything to have a baby right now. I was just so mad that he would do that. I stood in my bedroom and looked at the ceiling and screamed at God, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to take my child from me? I've done everything you've wanted and you're going to rip this child from me. Who do you think you are? And the very next thought I had was, I had to say goodbye to a child too. I'm not better than God.
Right.
He had to watch as his child was hung on a cross. right? I couldn't argue with that. I couldn't argue with it. And so we figured out a way to make it, we have figured out ways to make purpose of Curtis's life. We've helped other families that have lost babies, just in talking with them, just to know, to have that mother's heart, to understand what it's like to have that loss. That has been something that positive that has come from Curtis. We say we belong to this horrible, awful club that we don't want any more members of. We don't want anybody else to join this club. But once you're a member of it, you are bonded with these people that understand without having to say in a word. Like, you don't have to say anything to these people. They just get it. And it doesn't matter how you've lost your child. You just get it. A mother's heart understands a mother's heart.
Well, and we also later with Abby found another purpose for Curtis, because the first time we took Abby back, they didn't doing chemo radiation on her brain. And so they got her in a mask, flat on a table, in a safe with 3-foot thick doors, all by herself.
Wow.
And, you know, it killed us the first time we dropped her off in there. And afterwards, you know, we're talking to her. It's like, oh, I'm not in there by myself. Curtis is with me. And it's like, oh.
My brother holds my hand.
My brother holds my hand.
She said that unprompted.
Unprompted.
She overheard us talking to someone about her being by herself in her room when she got her medicine. And she said, no, I'm not. I'm not by myself. My brother holds my hand.
I mean, I knew I would be a big baby on this episode. But wow.
That if honest, and we have said, if Curtis served no other purpose than to hold his sister's hand while she had radiation, I would go through that heartache over and over again if it brought her some comfort. He taught us how to grieve. And he taught us that it was okay for us to not be in the same place in our grief.
Yeah, because Megan initially would get mad at me because I wouldn't show emotion at the house.
I didn't see him cry.
She never saw me cry over Curtis. I would hold it in inside. And we ended up going to good grief counseling.
It was the share
counseling.
Yeah.
And she brought it up, and I looked at Megan. I was like, I cry all the time. I just don't cry in front of you.
You said I cry in the shower.
I got to be strong
over.
for you.
Yeah.
I'll cry in the shower.
Yeah.
I'll be on the drive home, and I'll pull over and I'll sob my eyes out, because that way when I come home, I can be strong for you. Mm-hmm. But she didn't realize that until I vocalized it.
You had to communicate it.
So what was the counselor like? I'm just interested, because I would think that some counselors might be like, hey, you need to she needs to see that. Or was it like, no, this is how I'm handling myself, and now I'm aware, so it's good.
Well, it was so the share group is for people who have lost babies, stillborn, ectopic pregnancies. I believe miscarriages too, probably. The hospital had it. And so we would just go, and it was a group of parents who have lost still in those ways. And we were talking about the difference in men and women in their grief, how they handle it. And so, and she said, she's like, that I remember them asking, like, well, how do you feel about that, Megan? Knowing that he stops and cries. I'm like, do it in front of me. Like, I don't want you to hide that from me. Because I was the only one that I had that connection to Curtis because I was pregnant with him.
Right.
I was the one that felt him move only once, but I felt him move. John never had that. And so to me, in my head, because I felt like, well, it wasn't anything to him, really.
It didn't
affect him as much.
Didn't touch him as it did me.
Yeah. And so that, I don't know that they didn't necessarily because it was a group thing, and then the other women were like, yes, my husband never cries. And it kind of opened that gate where all of them were saying the same thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because, we got to be the big, strong, tough guy.
Strong guys, yeah.
The base for the family. And it helped me realize, I can show emotion in front of my wife, and it's not going to be a sign of weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I don't perceive you like that at all. To me, I see my friend John, who I always think of as like a big teddy bear.
Teddy bear, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you know him.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a big teddy bear.
I don't know. You did look a little alarming when I got out of the car today. I was like, oh, this is what the people see. I was like, I would listen. I would pay attention.
Yeah. Sometimes it helps at work.
Yes.
I can see that. Work, yes. Yeah. Size, firearm.
Yeah.
The whole thing, bald head.
Yeah.
Just in case the people out there want a picture. Yeah. See.
There you go.
Going around.
Yep.
So. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see where we're going
Another
next.
one.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens now.
I just think the stuff on the grief is learning how to grieve.
So Blake would I don't have to answer a question.
It was
What? There's a freebie in there?
Yeah, the grieving was a whole new
That's
thing
with
for me.
invisible ink.
Yeah.
I'd hold it up to the light. Okay. If you could relive one family vacation forever, which one and why? Without a doubt. Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yep, I knew that you were going to say.
Uh-huh. Our last vacation with Abby. I felt so strong. I was like, let's go on vacation. We don't have money. We're putting it on the credit card. I don't care. We're going to go. We're going to go to the gift shops. We're going to let the kids get whatever they want to get. We're going to do anything that they want to do. I have no idea. I think it was one of those things, too, where it was like just that inside.
How many kids did you have then? You had Mary Beth, Abby.
Mary Beth, Abby, and Emily.
I
was pregnant with.
I don't think we knew that you were pregnant
If
yet.
I was pregnant with Sarah, I was just barely pregnant with Sarah.
So you had the 3 girls.
Yeah. So Mary Beth would have been she was diagnosed August of 10. That would have been June or July of 10. So Mary Beth was 7. Emily had just turned 2. And Abby was 4.5. Yeah.
Okay.
So we went to Tennessee. We stayed in a crappy little hotel, but it was like close to everything.
Yeah.
We went to the aquarium.
The butterfly house.
We went to the butterfly house.
I have been to that I love Chattanooga, first of all. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we love
Yes.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
We went up to Rock City. Walked through all of those things, all the little fairy gardens.
Yep.
Abby loved that. So fun. We did the incline railway.
Yeah, I can remember what it's called. It's like
Yeah.
we went up the big thing.
The big
That
thing.
is not scary.
Oh.
That incline is serious.
It's a steep.
What
incline.
was Abby doing in all of this? Like,
She
because
was
her
just-
spirit. Like I know all of your children. I only met Abby a couple of times, but she was just a little different than the rest of them. I don't know how to like.
She was a very mature.
She was
I guess.
For her
carefree and
age.
fun, but very mature for her age. She's very much an older little spirit, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember the first time I met her. She looked at me and I was like, I think she knows more than I do.
Yeah, she seriously, like she had the biggest, bluest eyes, right?
Yes.
These bluest eyes, most beautiful blue eyes. Her favorite things were Disney princesses and SpongeBob, which is like two totally, completely
Very
different
different,
things, but
right?
she loved them both very much. Refused to wear pants, only ever wore a skirt or dress. Very much our princess, very much our pretty girl. But she had no problem with getting in the dirt and making mud pies. She was our my mom calls her our steel magnolia. She was our steel magnolia.
That's awesome.
So
It's a good thing to be known for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
Mary Beth
strong.
was everywhere, and Emily was 2, 3, and
Emily had just turned
2.
2. Yeah.
And she was trying to climb out the
She was
side
just
of
a
the
2-year-old,
mountain,
having
and
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
2-year-old just getting into everything.
Emily's just Emily.
Emily's Emily.
Like,
I love Emily.
She's just Emily doing Emily
yes.
things.
Yeah.
She has a T-shirt that says "I'm Emily doing Emily
Does she?
things." Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Fits her so good.
Does she watch the Emily in Paris? Does she watch that? I could kind of see that vibe for her.
Watched that.
I think it's okay to watch most of it. Well, she's 18. She's
She's
still on a
18.
mission. She probably, whatever.
She'll be right.
So where are you at in that vacation? I've often wondered this just about people in general. When you're dealing with that kind of stress and you don't know, you're praying for the best outcome, dreading the worst outcome, how do you put that aside?
So that vacation was our last
That was
time
right before.
without cancer changing our world.
That was maybe a couple months.
Our world hadn't
before.
flipped yet.
Oh.
That was the month before.
It was right after that.
Okay, I misunderstood the
Yeah.
timeline.
Right after that is when Abby started
Mhm.
having problems with her walking, and,
So we
and we
had
started
gone-
noticing things.
We had gone out to Utah to visit John's brother and his wife, and Bob and Callista. Callista had noticed that Abby's. I think she noticed her walk or her eyes. There was something that she had noticed. I can't remember what it was specifically, and she mentioned it to me later. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sure it's nothing," because her walk was our first symptom that we noticed. And then I don't remember in Chattanooga noticing anything. There wasn't anything in her walk.
No, nothing that I can.
Nothing
think
that
back
caught
on.
our attention.
It was
so that was our
afterwards.
last. That's like our last like family memory of like everything was good. That was before we even thought about cancer. Like cancer wasn't even
Wow.
a word to us.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you lit up when that question. You were like, no question.
No
I already
question
know
about
it.
It was that, yeah.
But when
Yeah.
we went down to Give Kids the World Village for Abby's wish trip down to Disney, that one there was just so much newness, and it's Disney,
Right.
Yeah.
so the
Everything's
kids were just excited with everything, and so it was great because it took your mind off of things.
Mm-hmm.
Abby would get tired faster than the other kids, so that kind of brought us back down to reality. But I mean, for the most part, it was, you look at the kids and
They let them
seeing,
be normal.
yeah,
They
see
weren't looked
Goofy
at as
and
the cancer
they get
kids.
excited.
They were looked at as kids having a good time.
So tell me a little bit about that setup, because I don't know. So it was the whole park
So,
for families and kids?
no.
So,
Okay, so Abby had her wish through Make-A-Wish.
yes.
Her wish, do you remember her wish? I know I've told it to you before.
Too
It's okay. I won't
Put
put
you
you
on
on the
the
spot.
spot
Now we
late.
got you on the spot.
late.
Okay, so her wish was to be kissed on the lips by a real prince.
I do remember that.
So
I
she
would
could
not
be
have
a
come up with that, but I do remember
princess
that.
and be married and have babies. That was her wish. So I'm like, sweet, we're gonna meet a real prince. The wish granters were like, we know we can send you to meet this prince, and you can go to a real castle. And I'm like,
We'll
yeah.
send you
And
to
she was like,
England.
is his name Charming? I was like, crap, we're going to Disney. So
Is his name Charming?
I was like,
Are
no.
they ever, Abby? Sorry.
Like, great, we're going to Disney. But it was what Abby wanted, so it's where we went. So we went in January. I was pregnant with Sarah still, had Sarah March 2nd. So I was like
Wow.
big pregnant with Sarah. Didn't get to ride any rides, but it's a small world. Which was okay.
With your own boat.
Yeah, with my own boat in tow. So if you make a wish to go to Disney through any wish organization, you stay at, it's called Give Kids the World Village.
Amazing place.
It's in Kissimmee, Florida.
Okay.
It's right behind the Walmart there in Kissimmee. And so they will house any of the kids for any wish organization there.
Wow. I've not heard of that.
It is 2 full-time, I think at the time, I'll get these wrong probably, but at the time it was like 2 full-time employees and the rest was ran by all volunteers. And it takes something like, it was like 200 people or something a day, 150, 200 people a day to run it. They had an ice cream parlor. You could get ice cream all day long, which is where we started
And
our ice
everything's
cream for dinner
free for the
situation.
families.
Everything's free for the families. They had the Ronald McDonald Cafe, so you could go in there and have meals if you wanted.
The ham.
Honey Baked Ham had like where they would, because they were like townhouses, so the families all stayed in townhouses, and you could order food from the Honey Baked Ham little
Free
kiosk
pizza.
kind of thing, and they would bring it to you to your townhouse if you wanted. Every day of the week was something different. So like one night they had Christmas, and the kids could go and they got to go up and they got to see Santa. Sometimes the kids didn't make it to Christmas, so they were able to get Christmas again.
They
And
made
when
it snow.
Yeah, they made it snow in Florida on the Christmas day.
Wow.
The kids, all of the kids and their siblings all got a Christmas gift when they left. Like, I mean, it was literally like huge room, floor to ceiling shelves, pick any toy you want. Like, super cool.
Every day Disney characters would come.
Characters from the park would come over. We met Mary Poppins there and somebody from Backyardigans.
There's a carousel, a talking tree. There's a
that
train.
freaked Emily out. She did not like the talking tree.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
No.
Yeah.
They had the Castle of Wishes. So the Castle of Wishes is every kid that goes for a wish trip gets a little gold star. Gold star, and they write their name on the star, and the star gets put on the inside of the Castle of Wishes. And so you could go to Give Kids the World Village and say, "Hey, I want to see Abby Jensen's star," and they could tell you exactly where it's at and take you and say, "There's Abby's star." Yeah,
Have you done that?
we did. We went back.
When?
We drove through. We were coming back from. Why were we down there? We were down there with my family.
Yeah, I don't
my
remember what it
parents.
was for, but
We went down for something, and we drove through there and stopped, and they
Wow.
showed us Abby Star. So the village, it's because sometimes these kids are too tired to really go to the parks, and so they bring the magic of Disney into the village. They got us tickets for SeaWorld, Epcot Center, Magic Kingdom,
and then
Universal Studios.
one night we wanted to do the nights, the
we were going to
jousting.
do the what is it, Stampede,
Oh, yeah, I know. It's
The
like
theater
different. It's
with
called
the
different
food
things,
and all
like
that,
Dixie
yeah.
Stampede,
Yeah,
Dolly's
yeah.
out in Vegas. It's
Yeah.
the night thing.
We waited too long to get tickets for that though, because they didn't have any tickets left because we wanted to do it like that night. And so they didn't have them. But so that's the village. That's where we went and stayed for that. It's a super cool place.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just to be able to have that gift.
Yeah. And the kids just feel like they're treated like normal kids. Nobody's looking at you weird because you got a mask on and thinking they're going to catch something from you.
Right.
And, like, nobody notices the
Wheelchairs.
wheelchair that you're in. Like, it's just the coolest thing because they're, like, talking to the kids like they're kids.
And all the families that are there are going through the same thing, so the parents can decompress with each other, and the kids are having a blast, and you're just able to sit back and watch your kids be happy and be kids.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm trying to think how to ask this. Because I have the luxury of knowing you before and after.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is not a sad question. I was just thinking.
You're okay.
The depth that I see in the two of you now. I don't know. I would like to think that there's other ways to have gotten it. But it's kind of it's not a gift. I don't want it to seem like that.
No, but it is.
But it is a gift because of what you're able to do with it, I think. So, sorry, just an observation, I guess.
Well,
I
we've
would agree.
We've been through hell, but we've been through it together, and we learned we had to rely on each other. And that's a hard lesson that some people don't learn and can't learn.
Well, I was going to say, what is the divorce rate? I think losing a child is one of the
90%?
highest.
It's in the 90s.
Is it that high?
It is in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, it's high. I can remember when Abby was in radiation, there was a man there who had, we were at the hospital, and his daughter had gone through radiation as well. And he had told us, do you remember this guy? He had told us he would take his daughter in for radiation with his wife, and they would go sit in the waiting room, and he would just cry. And his wife looked at him one day and was like, would you just stop it? Just quit crying.
Wow.
Just stop. And so he just like sucked it all in and buried it all down, and he had a heart attack because he tried so hard to just make her comfortable when he was grieving the fact that his child was having to receive radiation. That was one of the things where we were like, we're not going to cause each other to have a heart attack. Like,
I'm not going down that way, John.
We're not going to be the reason that happens. But honestly, like, he is the only person. I can't say this actually, because nobody else knows exactly. For me, nobody else knows exactly my pain in losing these babies. I don't know his exact pain, but I'm the closest person that knows his pain.
Right.
I know as close as anybody else does. We were there, like, when Abby was really getting bad. Like, she would sleep in the middle between us in bed, and we would wake up. Like, I can remember many times waking up in the middle of the night, and I would be checking to make sure she was still breathing. And John would be I would wake up as he's checking her to see if she's, like, we saw those little things that nobody else experienced.
Yeah.
And so it's just, we share that together. And I can't imagine not, like, if we can face that, we can face anything.
Anything else is easy.
Right.
We did that, and we're still laughing. Like, we can do anything else.
One thing I have always admired about both of you, but you're a little louder about it, which, I like a loud woman, so we're good. You are unflinching in the face of what's actually happening. I have always perceived you that way. Now, I'm not going to say that you don't have moments when you don't want to face the world, but I always know, good or bad, you're going to look it square in the eye.
Oh, I'm not going to try to hide from it.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just the way you were born, or
I
God
think it was
put a little
definitely
something
learned.
special. Learned.
I think it was learned for sure. Yeah. I think that was probably something that came from Curtis. I think I learned it from him.
Yeah. Forced very early.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I arrested a woman once who's she was drunk. I don't remember exactly what she did, but I remember booking her in, fingerprints photographed, doing all that stuff, and she's like, "I've lost a child to cancer, so you don't understand where I'm at." Oh. I had to rein myself in. I said, "Don't you dare say that to me, because I lost a child to cancer, and this is your choice." And I ripped into her a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was like, you cannot use that excuse on me. The rest of the world, you can get away with that. We could have been mad, and the world would have said, "I understand. You've earned it. Go ahead."
Right.
But it's a choice. It's a hard choice, but don't blame your child for your bad decisions.
They are not the reason for anyone's bad choices.
Yeah, she got very quiet after that.
I bet so.
And I did. I like, someone else finish booking her in. I got to go.
I gotta walk away.
I'm out. I don't blame you. Yeah, that's.
And we have, we have hard days. Like I feel like for the most part of the year we have pretty good days, and then we allow ourselves on their days to be a mess if we need to be a mess. I had one, like I was at church. It was the first Sunday in July, and I don't know why, but I just could not get. I just kept thinking about her, and I would just could not stop crying. And I'm like, why? I couldn't understand it, and I was getting frustrated with myself because, her anniversary, her death anniversary was July 24th, and I was like, I know it's this month, but why are you doing this now? Usually it comes the end of the month, and I realized it a couple hours later that day was the day that we had chosen to put her on hospice care.
Oh,
I didn't even think about it.
Your body knew.
I just knew. I didn't. It wasn't a thought, but when I sat and looked at what date it was, I was like, today's hospice day. That's why today sucks. And I let myself cry. I was like, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm a mess today. And it's just who I am today. I'm good every other day, but I'm going to be a mess today, and you're just going to have to take me the way I am.
And she told us, and we said, okay, we got you.
Yeah, and I allow myself to have those days when they're bad. But then we also allow ourselves to have those really good days. So you'll love this. On the 24th, we wanted to do something fun and laugh.
I saw your post about.
And we went to the safari park in Tennessee.
You did?
Yes. And we laughed so much. It was so much fun. The camel sticking his head in. We've got the best videos.
If you haven't put them up, you know,
they're on Facebook.
You know, 5H Ranch used to do that here.
Did they?
Whatever it's called now. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a giant buffalo tongue on my mom's car. It was crazy stupid what they were letting happen out there.
It's so fun. It's so fun. So we went and did that. We had so much fun. We did that. We went to Patty Settlement and had dinner. When we pulled into the safari park, there was a peacock in the middle of the road. Abby and Curtis are buried at Cape County Cemetery where there are peacocks. And these peacocks were calling the whole time that we were out there at the safari park. And to me, the sound of a peacock is I can just put myself right back in that cemetery. I'm there with my kids, right? I'm there with their bodies. I don't have to be in the cemetery to feel them. I don't miss their spirits. I feel their spirits with me all the time. I feel them close all the time. I miss the physical. I miss kissing her little nose. I miss all that stuff. But yeah, peacock right there. And I was like, hey, Ab, how you doing?
She's like, I'm here.
I call them hugs from heaven. Just those little hugs from heaven that she sends all the time. So we look for those. We see them all the time. Other people see them and send them to us. Rainbows. Abby paints rainbows in heaven. We told her to paint rainbows when she got up there with Jesus.
Yeah,
I the most beautiful rainbows.
I do remember that. I think I've sent you a couple of pictures of rainbows.
Yeah, when she wants to show off, she does a double. She's showing off.
All right, we got plenty of opportunity, Abby, right now. So let's see what we can do. I saw Mary Beth's post too, talking about, being not always feeling like the best big sister, but I loved the part where she was like, when she would give me a hug, even if I didn't want one.
Yep,
right.
That was Mary Beth had a lot of guilt after Abby passed because Mary Beth's not ever been a real physical person. Physical touch is not her thing, and Abby always wanted to hug sister. She loved Mary Beth, always wanted to hug her, and Mary Beth a lot of times would just be like, just don't. And it's taken her a long time to get past that. And she knows now. She knows that Abby knew that she loved her. There were other ways Mary Beth showed that she loved her. Abby, without question, knew Mary Beth loved her.
Well, and it was hard for Mary Beth as well because when Abby was having chemo and radiation, we stayed at my parents' house Monday to Friday.
In St. Louis. And Mary Beth stayed here with Megan's parents to go to school, trying to keep her normal, a normal routine.
Yep. Wow.
And so she would see us leave with Abby and then come back with new toys every week. Because every day at chemo, they'd give her a gift.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she thought we were up here having fun.
Yeah, in first grade, you don't really,
We took her with us one week, one day, into radiation, and Mary Beth was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. You guys aren't having fun. And I think that was a hard way
for her.
It was hard for her, but I think she needed to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. That's the other thing. I've never had to do this. I would think that the whole family having to really, obviously, you want to protect the children as much as you can, but it also can't just be.
It affected all of us.
Right.
We were very conscious about giving our kids age appropriate truths. Mary Beth was 7. she knew what we would tell her what was happening. And I can remember when we got the call from her, Abby's last scan, they told us that it was really infiltrating the right side of her brain and that it was growing and they weren't sure they would be able to stop it. That it was really progressing quickly. And so we sat Mary Beth down and we talked to her and we told her, like, it's gonna overtake sister's brain. And when it does, she's not gonna be able to survive. And, we were able to give her that age appropriate truth. And we don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know how fast it's going to be, but you're going to see things happening with sister. And we just need to love her while we have her. And told Abby. I can remember telling Abby, like, it's getting bigger. We used to call her tumor, her monster in her brain. Your monster's getting bigger. And it's going to, we would tell her the doctors are practicing medicine. They don't know for sure which medicine will kill the monster, but they're trying to find one. There might not be one. And, but they're going to try to find medicine. And if we run out of medicine and there's no more medicine to give to try to fight the monster, then the monster will overtake your brain. And we can't live when a monster fills our head. And I said, do you understand what that means? And she said, yeah, I'm going to die. And she was the first one to say that word. None of us had ever said that word.
Yeah, we never said that.
And I just took my breath away when she said it, but I was like, you're right, baby. If there's no more medicine, then that's what's going to happen. And she just said, it's okay, Mama. It's okay, Mama.
I just can't imagine that. But
yeah, it's that part, like, there's so many parts of her story that I can tell and not be tearful because I've said it enough.
Right.
I've had 15 years to wrap my head around it. There's one part that I can't say without tears that it would knock you out of your chair. But
I'm okay.
I'll keep you in your seat.
Okay. Well, I feel like one of the reasons that I'm having these tears is I feel like I'm also having a memory. Jon, did you teach her what happens to the spirit in the body?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I just feel like I have that memory of, like,
at her funeral. At her funeral, Bruce Shane talked about what happens with the spirit in the body, that the spirit will leave the body and they'll come back together. Maybe
that's, I was at the funeral. I can remember, it might have been Brenda Shane. I don't know. This would be Brenda Shane because God love her. She's just so half here, half not in the other world. And I don't mean that insulting. I mean that, like, positive. But we were there at the gravesite, and I hadn't realized it, but we were in the children's section. Yeah. And she said, look at all of these.
All the babies.
All the babies. And think about, and I was like.
I wonder if that was Curtis. Curtis was buried in Babyland. Abby was buried in their big part of the cemetery, and Curtis was buried in Babyland.
Did we go to Curtis's?
We only had a graveside service for Curtis, and it was open to anyone that wanted to come.
Maybe that is what.
Because Curtis was in Babyland. Abby is just down from Babyland.
Yeah, we actually brought Curtis up, and he's
buried at Abby's feet.
At Abby's feet. So his capsule fit inside of Abby's because they have adult size capsules that they put the coffins in.
Oh,
the vaults.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was enough room that we brought Curtis's vault up, and it fits perfectly at the foot of her coffin inside her vault.
Foot of her casket, and then her vault lid went over both of them.
So they're together. And then we've got plots on either side, and Emily hates it. But one of my favorite pictures is us laying. I mean,
we're laying on.
We're not looking forward to death. Don't take this the wrong way.
I know. Like, we went to the cemetery one day, and we were like, "How are we going to fit here?"
I'm on the right. Abby and Curtis are there, and Megan's on the left, and then Jared Lane is to the left of Megan. Yeah. So I just lay down. I'm looking up. I'm like, huh. Okay, this isn't bad.
Like, I can't fit.
Oh my gosh!
Fit right here. So I laid on mine, and we held hands over the kids. Emily hates it.
I
absolutely know you did that. There's zero question. And if that doesn't answer how you walked through everything, I don't really know what else would.
It just
explains who you are so well. Like, spiritual, the pain, the love, the joy. But at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. There's some humor and all the love.
Well, and we know, and it helps because we know that life is more than just what we have here on earth. Mm-hmm. Our spirits are eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So Abby is still alive. Her body is here. Don't think I'm crazy, but her spirit is alive.
Yeah.
And she's going to be there for eternity. We are still her parents. When we pass, I'll see Abby, and I'll say my daughter, and she'll say dad.
Yeah.
and it'll be a glorious reunion. And, that's what we look forward to.
That's our
is
focus.
Knowing that life is more than just this. This is just a blip in the radar. Our spirits are eternal. And Abby and Curtis are our kids forever. Our families are eternal forever. And it's a comfort. I mean, I can't imagine doing this not knowing that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Not having God.
Just the finality that you would feel. Yeah. 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 We are eternal. And sometimes I wonder about the line I signed up for. I definitely wonder about the line you all signed up for.
We got in the wrong line. They mislabeled something. I don't know.
I did not say extra helping.
No.
Well, I'm going to get in trouble for that.
I think there was
not
a couple
making
lines that merged together. You go to this line, you get a stillborn and a cancer kid.
Oh my God.
And then they were like, maybe that's not a good idea, and they canceled that line.
I was like, that line's short. I'm going to go to that one.
Yeah. I just wanted to get out of line.
Is this how I get canceled? I don't know. Didn't expect it from the sweet Mormon couple.
You're welcome.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I know. I mean, what else? My grandfather always said, he's like, you got to laugh. Like, it's better than crying.
Right.
Oh, I would much rather laugh. And Abby laughed. She was on the news a few times, and I can remember she was sitting next to me on the couch, and I was saying something, and I started to get teary, and she looked at me with that little finger, and she said, "Don't you dare cry, Mommy." And I think about that a lot when I start to get sad. And I let myself cry, but I also think, you know what? Abby laughed so much. She loved jokes. She loved to laugh. She was so full of life. 2,035
Her
days
silly
she
faces.
lived. Oh, the rolling the tongue and crossing the eyes.
Yeah, her
Always.
silly faces.
Always. So, 2,035 days. She didn't die at 5. She lived for 2,035.
That's a great perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perspective that people who live to be 100 could use.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They miss out on a lot of life.
A lot of life. Yeah.
Abby definitely championed that for sure.
Curtis didn't get to live at all.
Yeah.
He had no days. Abby had 2,035. Like, I'll take 2,035. It's a lot better than none.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
That's a perspective that most people are probably never going to have.
And I don't know that you can really have it unless you've been touched by something that
for
forces
sure.
you to look at it that way.
Well, before we jump into the lightning round,
Yes.
thank you guys, first of all, for sharing
You're
all of
welcome.
that. My thing is I just want this podcast to touch the people that it needs to touch.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of people in this world who deal with a lot of sadness and they don't know what to do with it. And they go the way of that lady and they use it as an excuse to bury themselves. And they're still here breathing and they're dead every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, you and I have similar faith beliefs that that's not the reason that we're here. I sometimes wonder what the total reason is, but it is definitely to experience it. It is not to hide or run from it, and we don't get to pick and choose. At least I don't think. If I do, I am not doing it correctly. But I just think that that's really important for people to experience the two of you, as I get to experience you guys, and to hear about your kids and your family and all the things that it's brought to you guys.
We are who we are.
You definitely are that.
We're just us trying to make it.
I know the lightning round's going to really be revealing.
Okay, it's going to be fun.
We have now moved into the lighter section, folks.
All right.
Please stay tuned.
How do we do this? Do we each get to answer? Or
Yes,
okay.
but you can't look at each other.
Oh, goodness.
Oh. This is a quiz to see how well.
And it's not just yes or no answers. Some of them, feel free to go. Okay. Which one of you survives the longest on Survivor?
John.
No question.
No, he lived on an island.
She would do better on the social part.
Social puzzles, I'm good.
The surviving,
He
that
would
would be me.
survive. If we're on the show Survivor, I got the puzzles and the
Who's
social
eating
part
the
of
dead
it.
fish that's been rotting on
John.
the...
Without
No.
question, it's John.
I've had worse.
It's John.
Then dead fish rotting on a beach, that is
I've
alarming.
had, on the islands you
Learn
would
to cook, Megan. I'm just kidding.
No, it's
I
not
got it.
like-
We're good. We're good. I can cook.
On the islands, a lot of times we'd get boiled chicken that was frozen, and you take a bite, and
It was still
it's
raw.
still raw in the middle, and you would get fish that's
And did you eat it?
you had to, or else you offended them. So you learned to
They didn't have
to
money.
drink
They
the
just
water
had food.
that had the mosquito larvae. Use your teeth as filters. Yeah,
Did you lose weight?
I ate a lot of rice, a lot of fish. Yeah, I was a lot skinnier.
I mean, you're fit now, but
I was probably about
thank you.
225.
Yeah.
I remember coming back for football, and coach is like, "You need to beef up."
What happened to you?
Well, they tried to kill me, but I survived.
Yeah.
All right, what is the most ridiculous thing you've argued about? Definitely cannot look at each other.
That we've argued. The most ridiculous thing to argue about. We don't really
Yeah,
argue much.
I'm not much of an arguer. And there's very few things that we'll sit there and argue about. And I can't even think of anything.
If I'm critical at all of anything with Jon, Emily jumps down my throat. That is my daddy. How dare you speak to him that way? And I'm like, I just said that you cooked the biscuits a little bit too long. And she's like, what are you doing to my daddy?
Because a lot of times
very protective of
the
Dad.
stuff I see at work, I see people arguing over stupid stuff.
You're just like, I'm not
and
doing
so by
that.
the time I get home, it's like, yeah, I could argue about this, but what's the point? It's like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's not important. Let's go.
I subscribe to that now. I don't think I used to, but every now and then I'll feel myself digging in and I have to go like, wait a second. I don't actually think I care about this.
Right.
Does it really matter?
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, no. Yeah.
Our biggest argument is who
gets
you
to
take
die
you take the remote.
Like, we argue over who gets to die first.
He said remote and you said die first.
No,
We are not, I can tell you right now, in the book of Jensen, we are not on the same page.
Different chapters.
Those are our two arguments: who gets to die first, and who
has to
you
take
have
the
to
remote.
take the
Nobody
remote.
wants the remote. Nobody has to choose.
I don't know what to
who
watch.
makes
I
the
don't
show.
watch much TV.
Yeah.
So
neither one of us.
they're like,
really
Dad, what do you want to watch? I don't care.
Just turn it on.
Turn it on. We'll probably all be on our phones scrolling.
Exactly right. Yeah, noise, check here.
But then we argue over who gets to die first because I can't imagine being here without him. And he can't either. And so we're like, but then whoever gets to die first gets to see our kids first. So it's like, no, I get to see them first. No, you don't get to see them before I get to see them.
And our kids say we're morbid because of it.
Yeah, they're like,
it's like
you
we're
guys
not
are
like
twisted.
You are taking pictures laying down in the
That's true.
cemetery
That is
holding
true.
hands and arguing over who gets to die first. So I see their point.
We're definitely weird, but
You
yeah,
are weird. You are weird. Speaking of, who has more tattoos?
I do.
He does. One more.
I got two.
I still remember when you told me you got a tattoo. I was like,
I tried to talk her
That
out of
doesn't
it
add up.
because I knew she would not want it. I tried my best,
do
but
you,
she's like,
do you
no.
still have it?
I still have it, yeah.
Do you hate it? Like it?
It's on my back
never
of my
even see
shoulder.
it.
I don't even see it.
You're like, I forgot about
Like,
it. Thanks
whatever.
for asking.
Yeah.
If I could afford it, I get more, but
Yeah,
I can't
he would be covered in
justify
it if he
spending
could.
$600 on a.
I know
tattoo.
they are pricey. I don't have any tattoos, but I know like people that would get the sleeves, and I see them, and I'm like, that's probably like $5,000.
You got a lot of money in your own
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, which child is most likely to become famous or infamous? You could pick.
I'd say Emily.
I would
She's
say
the most
Emily, yeah.
outgoing,
Mm-hmm.
boisterous, energetic. She's a lot like her mama.
I was
She's the
gonna say,
go-getter.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and I are a lot alike.
She's spicy. I like her.
Yeah.
Cute.
Okay, your kids are going to write a Yelp review. Yelp. That's the little-known website called Yelp. I do mean Yelp. Review about your parenting. What's it going to say?
A Yelp review about our parenting.
Dad cooks a lot of rice.
Yeah, they hate when I go out of town. They're like, Dad's always cooking rice.
He's like, I know that's not raw.
Yeah.
Right. I can cook rice. I can cook some good rice.
So this was one thing that they were like, do not talk about this when you go on there with Sandra. They were like, don't say anything that's going to embarrass us.
Oh, I can't wait. This is good.
So they're always like, we'll just like make little like loving comments to each other. Jon and I will. And the kids are like, you're so gross. Why would you say that? So it would have to be something. It would have to be something about
They'd be
that.
like, loving but gross.
Yeah, loving but disgusting. Like, would you just be quiet?
Messy but boring with the TV.
Right. Yeah.
/ morbid. takes pictures in cemeteries together. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Best ordinary day that you guys have together. What do you love to just do? You can answer that together.
They just hanging out together.
Be together. Yeah.
Being with.
It doesn't matter.
Sometimes it's just going to the movies or just sitting at the house watching TV
Sarah,
together, watching a movie.
We try to go on a date once a week. Like that's our goal is that we go and do something together, just the two of us once a week. Doesn't really matter what it is, just something together once a week.
Yeah.
And Sarah always teases. She's like, so what are you going to pick up at Walmart? Because the date always has to consist of Walmart. So like,
Because we're still adults and parents, and you
Yeah.
go to the movies. We don't live in town, so we go to town.
Yeah.
Well, on our way back,
done while you're in
Right.
town. Yeah. Honestly, it's just being together. Like it could be the kids are all gone doing something else, and we could be sitting at the house doing nothing, but as long just being together. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of my favorite thing now these days too. Is just when you enjoy the person, it doesn't really matter what you're
doesn't
doing.
matter. I don't care what we're
Well, I got
doing.
into woodworking, so I'll be out in the garage just cutting, making flags and stuff. And Megan and Emily would just come out when it was not a million degrees outside and
The
just sit
surface
out
of
there
the
and just
sun.
hang out with me and just enjoy. I think they were just making sure I didn't cut my fingers off, but just
You're going to feel like empty nesters when you only have 2 children at home.
So we planned this perfect, Sandra. Mary Beth and Miller have 11 years age difference. So by the time Miller's out, surely Mary Beth's going to have kids.
But she doesn't live here.
I know. I know.
Oh, she just side-eyed you. That's a discussion that's been happening.
We have a 10-year plan.
Okay.
We have a 10-year plan.
well, by the
for
time
everybody to be
Miller
close.
graduates, I can retire.
The year after he
the year
graduates.
after he graduates. So
Okay.
And when he retires,
Going
we're
west?
packing up and going to our babies.
we'll see where where all the kids are.
Yeah.
I tease him that when Mary Beth starts having kids, because probably like when Mary Beth starts having kids, and then when Emily gets married and she starts having kids, I'll get a ticket to come home every weekend and be with the babies on the weekdays. I'll come see John on the weekend.
She went out and visited Mary Beth, and I said, "You have a return flight, correct?" It's like you have to
I
come
went out
home
there-
to me.
I went out there once and did not have a return flight. That was fun. I was
She-
planning. I was coming back.
She
I just
scheduled it later at a
I
later
just
date,
got
but
it later.
like,
I knew
that's
when. I was just kind of
sending a
waiting for him to
message.
be a little bit. Yeah, that he was a little nervous about that one.
He's like, I think
didn't
we
like
have
that
a-
idea.
I think we have a split state marriage.
right.
He didn't like that idea so much.
It's like you have to come home to me.
Yeah.
Well, thanks you guys for being on.
You're welcome.
I do really appreciate it. If you guys have listened to this podcast, obviously you are, I'm saying it to you, but if you've listened to any others, like us, give us a review, Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, all the places you podcast. I listen to Spotify, so that always comes out first. And if there's something here that you think somebody needs to hear, send it to them. There's a lot of love to go around in this room, I think. No, I'm grateful for the 2 of you.
We're happy to help anybody. Talk to anybody that is trying to muddle through figuring it out. We are open books when it comes to our kids and loss.
I am going to say one thing. What is the name of the grief groups that you all have participated in?
So Leaps of Love is a childhood cancer organization out of Highland, Illinois. And they work specifically with kids with brain cancer. And they do, they deal with kids that are currently battling cancer, kids who have conquered their cancer and have late-term effects, and then families that have lost. And she has what's called a Good Grief Retreat. And we have participated in that a couple different times, the Good Grief Retreat. I would say Leaps of Love is probably our biggest
Okay.
support group right now. It is specifically brain cancer stuff, but she has lots of connections to all of the big hospitals and
Okay.
lots of help in there. With Curtis, we're part of SHARE. I believe they still have that at the hospital. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, those are our two
And
big
actually, this
ones.
weekend we get to go up to Highland for the Leaps of
for
Love
the-
weekend, where the dirt track races. Families all get together, have a carnival style activity,
great.
and
For
just
the kids and everybody. The
the
whole
kids and
family.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to come. We get to see families that we've grown to love and their kids. And there's one family that we know they've lost their kids since last year, and so we usually get to see them at the races, and so it'll be good to be able to hug that mama. And
Yeah, get
it's
your
our
arms
once
around
a
her.
year time that we get to see them. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
and
All right.
celebrate when the kids conquer their cancers. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That happens too, right?
It happens too. It
Happens
does.
too.
It absolutely
Yeah.
does.
Thanks you guys for listening. I will be back next week with a different guest. Thanks, Megan and John.
thank you.
welcome.